Speaker of the House made his first presentation to a nation waiting for congressional leadership to resolve the numerous issues that befuddle our country. The first thing he said, the first order of business, was money to Israel. So here we are with Israel behaving in the worst way possible, and we do nothing about it. Shame on us. I mean, we know what Israel's doing. They told us what they're going to do. They've done it. This is not unprecedented. It's what Israel does. It's not what we do.
Is the Biden administration then willfully ignorant about it? Because Kamala Harris this weekend, of course, comes out and says, she posted an Instagram video where she says, you know, we're going to make sure that they're really taking care of protecting civilians. We're making sure, we're monitoring that, making sure that they're going to protect civilians, and we're working with them on that. And that's a concern of ours.
Something's
I've heard that from
about over that, right?
Officials at the State Department last week saying the same thing, that we're confident that Israel is making sure that civilians won't be harmed in this. So that's it, Scott. That's all you need to know. Kamala Harris has spoken. They're confident that no civilians will be harmed in this.
Yeah, and yet we're continuing to fly C-17 aircraft into Israel, offloading the munitions that are used by the Israeli Air Force, flying American-provided aircraft to slaughter these Palestinian civilians. Kamala Harris is a liar, a hypocrite, but she's a politician. Her lips move. She lies. Joe Biden, the same thing. Look, I can guarantee you this, that it's someday down the road when...
Just laughing at the news that's coming in.
You will be seeing the hypocrisy of the Biden administration in full view, as behind the scenes they are having conversations.
While I'm having my coffee, waking up with the
They're very
dogs.
critical of Israel. How can they do this? Bibi's gone crazy. He's gone wild. You know, he won't listen to us. There's nothing we can do. Well, there is something you can do, Kamala. Terminate all assistance to Israel. Terminate it right now. Tell the Israelis not another airplane lands until there's a ceasefire, and during that ceasefire, get all the humanitarian aid into Gaza that needs, and during that ceasefire, an American delegation will come to Israel and take over your targeting cell. You will never drop another American-made bomb using an American-made aircraft on Gaza unless we personally approve.
Cheers.
And if you don't like it, we're done with you. That's how you take control. That's called leadership. But we won't do that because Israel bought Congress a long time ago.
And now we're hearing that, well, Hamas is not destroyed. And when will this happen where they feel like they are close to wrapping up?
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't laugh. They might make a connection, mightn't they? You know what I mean?
According to the New York Times, saying that despite massive bombing...
What a mess it is out there.
The Pentagon believes that Israel has not come close, not even close, to taking out Hamas's leadership. So is this the New York
Stop
Times
laughing.
doing the dirty work for the Biden administration, painting a picture here that they're not anywhere close to the finish of this operation? They need to go into the tunnels. They need to do whatever they can.
Well, I've got to wash my bed in, have I, Marnie,
that
mate?
sort of strategy and the sort of
Hey.
Pentagon sources leaking this to the
Oh,
New York
DJ
Times.
Jizzy Jeff there.
Hamas is still out there.
One simple
Oh,
brilliant trick to
advert
heat your
time,
home
innit?
in 90 seconds and save thousands
It's
of
like
dollars
watching
on your
live
heating bill
TV,
this
innit?
winter. This genius way to heat any room for almost zero cost.
Ah, dear YouTube.
An ingenious college kid from Fairbanks, Alaska, just destroyed the billion-dollar heating in.
At least he can turn them off,
It's
innit?
interesting talk about sources.
Just to prove it's not
My
live.
very good friend just published a piece in the
It's a video, look.
Makes it sound like Hamas is lost, that their leadership has been destroyed.
Oh, yeah, it's a video. It's not live.
Turning rancid. They're going to all suffocate because of a lack of oxygen.
It was posted yesterday,
That's a source speaking to Seymour Hersh. It's
last
100%
night.
wrong. Hamas,
The American view of what's happening in Israel.
deconstructing what happened on October 7th. Hamas is a much better organization.
Laughing my head off about
a
it.
much stronger organization, a much more capable organization, a much more professional organization than anybody.
Do the Americans want to be associated with a war crime of that scale? No, they fucking don't. It's insanity. They've lost. Israel's lost the war.
They have planned for this. The Israelis have walked into a Hamas trap. Now, Hamas trap
Get 'em,
is very
Putin.
complex.
Get 'em.
It's not just about the military situation on the ground. It's about the geopolitical situation globally. Hamas has won this war already. already won.
Oops.
Yeah, when you see tens of thousands of protests in
Hundreds of thousands, millions around the world.
Frequency and vibration changing the outcome of the war. How about that?
That's the strategic mistake that Israel made. Just like the United States made a strategic mistake after 9/11. When the world rallied around us, instead of taking advantage of that to destroy the ideology of hatred by promoting a balanced approach, a diplomatic approach to defeat, Al Qaeda by letting others defeat them, we said we will do this militarily. And look, Al Qaeda has not been defeated because killing Osama bin Laden, killing Zawahiri, killing other Al Qaeda leadership doesn't destroy the ideology. The bombing we've done made Al Qaeda stronger.
And ideas are bulletproof.
Israel has made the same mistake. Had they, on October 8th, secured the border and then asked the question, how did this happen? Why did this happen? And we want the world to rally with us as we seek to find a solution to this. There would be millions of people in the streets today demonstrating in support of Israel and against Hamas. But Israel did what everybody knew they were to do because it is their doctrine to do it, to bomb. They have not destroyed Hamas. Hamas is planned for a 90-day campaign. They have sufficient resources underground for 90 days of fighting. We are 30 days into this campaign, and Israel's already losing. Israel may be making progress above ground, but as every Israeli commander will tell you, we control nothing because you can't control above ground when below ground is Hamas, just like standing on an anthill. All you do is guarantee that the ants will come out and sting you and bite you. That's what Hamas is doing. It's a death by 1,000 cuts for the Israelis. Every day they lose more troops, more vehicles. They secure nothing, and they haven't even begun to move into the actual heavy urban areas. The Israeli army has lost. The Israeli politicians has lost. Benjamin Netanyahu has lost. He has no one has confidence. As we speak, there's demonstrators in front of his residence calling for his resignation. Normally, under wartime conditions, the nation rallies around their leader. Israel is not rallying around Bibi Netanyahu. He is a criminal. Remember, there's huge corruption charges that he avoided by rewriting the basic law to do away with an independent judiciary. He's the man who said, I am Mr. Security, but he was asleep on October 7th. So is his army. So is his government. Israel is a nation that is in absolute chaos because of the incompetence of Bibi Netanyahu. They aren't winning anything. They're losing everything. This is a huge victory for Hamas.
I just this weekend finished rereading the 9/11 Commission report. Went back to that, going back through Richard Clark's testimony, going back through the months leading up to what happened on 9/11, security information being handed to the highest levels, to Condi Rice, etc. And it was fascinating to go back to that and think in terms of what we're seeing right now in Israel. Do you draw, when you were there in the heat of it all, do you draw any parallels what happened on 9/11 ahead of time, but the ideology
Waking
what
up, are you,
happened before
Hulkster?
October 7th?
The problem is I don't
Don't
think...
get your dog food soon, won't we?
I mean, first of all, there is an absolute parallel between the failure of intelligence. We know,
Wait
for
till the
instance, on
girls start
9/11, that we
waking
were
up and
collecting
getting
adequate
noisy.
information to draw a conclusion that Al Qaeda was preparing to attack us. The CIA even put a report, a presidential daily briefing in front of the president, saying that very thing. But
We
the
see
failure
what
was
Marnie's
a
like with
lack of
Willow
imagination
first
on the
thing
part of the politicians
when they
who didn't
wake
want
up.
to undertake the difficult decisions, to act on this information. The Israelis were collecting all the information. Every tactical collector will tell you, we were reporting up the chain of command that Hamas is getting ready to do something, that Hamas is, something's happening. They even knew the date. On the night of October 7th, October 6th, October 7th, the senior Israeli leadership was meeting, the head of intelligence, head of the military, because they had reports from Israeli intelligence that
Like I
Hamas is
said,
coming
we've
over
had
that
the
night.
power cut in the village
What do we
just
do?
to prove
Call
it's
the
all
alarm?
true.
Well, at a minimum, what you do is you call the frontline troops and say, stand to, stand to. I mean, get everybody out, put them in their gear, get them online, get them ready, get the spotlights out. The enemy's coming over the fence. It's time to repel borders. Really, no.
That's why
Don't
you
raise
have
the alarm.
dogs.
we'll talk about it in the morning. Well, they were talking about it in the morning, but they were talking about it in a different way because it became true. They were taken by surprise. That's the failure. The big Israeli problem was that they had fooled themselves into believing that Hamas was incapable of launching this kind of attack, that Hamas had bought into the notion of governance. Well, Hamas was government. What does it
Come over the
This is just a
fence.
simple question.
Take your
What does a
chances,
government do
isn't
when
it?
their people are oppressed, when their people are tortured, when their people are bombed, when their people are arrested, raped, murdered? A government stands up and
If you're
defends
watching the
them.
front
So Hamas
and you got the
is
front covered,
a government dedicated to
and you got
serving
dogs that
the
can jump out
population
windows
and
if windows go in,
and that service is to liberate
fucking
them
attack,
from
attack,
the
attack, innit?
Israeli oppressor.
Silly
What happened on
fuckers.
October 7th was the purest form of governance, because it was a government stepping in and standing up and fighting on behalf of an oppressed people against an occupier that refuses to change the way it does business.
And now I'll get you out here on this guy, which is the total destruction of Gaza. So images being shared this morning showing the comparison between
Yeah,
Hiroshima
bonfire's
and
building up
Gaza.
some material
You'd
now,
be
so
hard pressed to tell the difference when you look at these images. I mean, what's what city's what, and now the millions. There's all sorts of plans and rumors and speculation, I guess, but different plans that have emerged. 500,000.
I've got to go up,
to
go out
Canada.
and clear the garden up. Get me wellies on, it's a bit squelchy out there, but
into the deserts.
got things to do.
Will the Palestinian people
Keep on
ever
keeping on,
come
innit?
back to the Gaza Strip, or is this done?
Here we go with the adverts again. Not to worry, eh? Like watching kids playing games on the bloody PlayStation, I tell you. Get off.
I don't think the Palestinian people are leaving Gaza.
Oh, I can hear
I
alarms
think they're there
going
to
off.
stay. I think the Palestinian people would rather have all 2 million than die under Israeli bombs.
Might have to end the recording
Turn
in a
into
minute.
diaspora. That is a defeat for Palestine, because once you leave, you will never come back. You will never come back. Because the world doesn't
Let's
care about
pour
you.
another
The only
coffee.
reason why the world is talking
Get
about
my energy
Palestine
levels
is
up.
Hamas attack
Starting on
October
my
7th.
3 scoops in one
And the only reason
teapot
why
this
the world has
morning.
turned on Israel is because the Palestinian people have stood there and say, bring it on. We got this. Yeah, they cry. Who doesn't cry when
Yep.
children are slaughtered and butchered? But these aren't the people who are
Someone's
surrendering.
awake.
These are people who are becoming stronger and stronger and stronger in the face of the Israeli aggression. The Palestinian people won't leave Gaza.
I can
It's
hear
Palestine,
aircraft
by the way,
overhead,
but because to do so is the defeat of
only
their
a small
cause.
engine plane.
They are committing some of the greatest acts of
Small
bravery
airfield
by
by
refusing to
close
yield
by, so
to Israel. People blame
they'll only be
Hamas,
coming
but
from that.
stop blaming Hamas. Start blaming Israel. Hamas isn't dropping the bombs. Israel is. Hamas is standing up for the rights of the Palestinian people. It's Israel that oppresses these rights. For people to sit here and blame this on the people of Palestine, you're being used as human shields. You can't be used as a human shield in your own home.
That's
In
right.
your own home that has been occupied by Israel, dominated by Israel. You aren't a human shield.
So
are
you
a
can't
prisoner.
have dangerous cargo flying over your heads to war zones, can you?
No, I don't think you're going to see anybody. Look, even the
Oh,
King of Jordan,
that
who
penny
is
dropped like
as
an H-bomb, didn't it?
closely linked to Israel as you can possibly imagine, has said that the eviction of the population from Gaza would be tantamount to a declaration of war, and Jordan would treat it as such. Israel has lost, Clayton. There will be a lot of fighting left. There will be a lot of destruction. There will be a lot more death. But Israel can't flip the script on this.
Good morning.